Alright, Shalom. I praise the Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kadash, double honesty, the apostles, salutes to all you brothers teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. What we got in this video is something called a Britcard. That's just been started to be mentioned. We already knew that they was pushing digital IDs. I think we're in June now anyway. Yeah, June. So this month there's actually something coming into place to do with digital ID. Probably do another show on that. Actually, short update, but right now this one is something called a brick card that's being pushed for every brick to have a ID, and it's being pushed by the party, the government that's in place now. Now, what I'm going to show you is how a lot of these have been played because of the immigrant cry. We're going to keep mentioning this because this is just one of the avenues and facets they're using. They got disease outbreaks, they got all sorts, they got cures for cancers, the miracle chips. I put that out in a show before. But pretty much they're gonna, if Labour's in, they're pushing, well, we can control the borders ourselves. So then it kind of pushes, and this is why how you know that there's a goal and agenda here for the lockdowns and the mark of the beast. Just like a mark of the beast update. Let's play some of this.
Time for ID cards. You know, he had a big piece in the Mail on Sunday, just gone, saying, listen, ID cards now are a no-brainer. Tony Blair is fixated on them. We've got to have ID cards, we've got to. It's 21st century. And Blair's been banging on about this. They were going on about this back in the noughties during Blair's government. It's a long-term obsession of Labour's that all people in Britain, British citizens, British residents, should be issued with an ID card.
Yeah, look, man, this is all theatre. This is what's going to be pushed. Tony Blair, I've done the videos. He sits down and drinks. I don't know, but he's had meetings with the Rothschilds, man. So, this robot media. This is what's gonna go on, and according to prophecy. And get that in a minute. Revelations.
Now, their new excuse, their new reason for this, to try and rack up the pressure is, look, we could solve the migrant crisis if only everyone had ID cards. No, we couldn't, by the way. They're just using the migrant crisis as their latest excuse to try to persuade us to have ID cards. Now, I can see...
Because that's the agenda. The agenda is to get everybody on the planet Earth chipped, actually. Now, Aaron Russo was told that by Nick Rockefeller. This is an top elite plan, international bankers. We call them out by their family names. There's companies that they're using. They use different companies and stuff like that. Corporations and things of that nature. But that's really what's going on here. So they're going to use IDs in a lot of these countries. That's going to be solutions for what's going on, for the chaos.
That in many ways this would help, help a government. It would make life easier for a government. But I don't think that we as a people should capitulate. We have to say to our governments, our successive governments, I know us not having ID cards makes life more difficult for you, makes it more difficult for you, the Labour government, to control us, the people, but frankly, you're going to have to like it and lump it. We don't want ID cards, and we do not want to live in a papers, please society where people can pull you up and say, show me your ID card, papers, please.
And by the way, it don't matter who's in, they're going to push this. Let me get a quick prophecy here. It doesn't matter who's in the seat. Whoever's in the seat is a puppet. Unless he's trying to do his own thing, and you just ain't got the guts to do it, which you do get politicians like that. There was one thing where Evelyn said it himself. On this talk show that I put up, where he said he's going to police the internet, and you had scoffers on that. Well, you had only one that most people was agreeing, but then you had a scoffer. Oh, he's not going to do that. Okay. Revelation 13 and let's go straight to 16. And he calls with all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads. What's that? This digital mark of the beast. And we're set to tell you this. Scripture talks about, I'm going to get the Britcard. The watchmen. Let's get this. So that's why you got they're trying to stop us from bringing this out. That's all that's going on, yeah. So all that's going on here. Get off of the chip. Oh, and we've seen how they're using different Neuralink and stuff to put it in people. We're seeing that. We've seen that. Okay, let's do this. So you got it here. Now if I put in Neuralink, and by the way, if you got the app, you know what? Let's go to Britcard. Let's go straight to this Britcard actually, because this is what the video is about. So let's check this. It says Britcard, a progressive identity for Britain. 6 days ago, Labour. I think that's let's check this. The Guardian 1 day ago. Digital IDs would be good for Britain and a secret weapon for Labour against reform. So this is what they've been talking about. So you got the eyes, you got the thumbs, it's identity. So, but that's gonna, if everyone has to get this to be a citizen, to have an ID, has to be a card with everything on it. Look, it says paperless, please. Those words strike terror in 1,000 war movies. Stasi or Gestapo officers are a breed apart from the unarmed plod who demands no ID cards from free British people. When the government contemplates a universal ID, it sends instinctive twitches down some spine. So, is everyone gonna be for it? No, but to be on the grid, that's what you're gonna have to have. And they're using the party systems anyway to push this. So it's going into it all. I'm not going to read all this, as you can see. But that's the news. That's what they're saying now. Look to Labour Together, the think tank closest to governments, which has just published a paper calling for a digital ID system. So that's what the government that's in there right now is pushing. A verifiable digital credential downloaded onto a user's smartphone, which could be instantly checked by employees or landlords using a free verifier app or one system. There are 191 ways to set up accounts and access services on government, with 44 signing methods. And universal ID is popular, more common, finds 53% in favour. So they say they need to just put it all into one. The report forcefully labels it the Britcard, the first of its kind since the Second World War. So this is what we're dealing with it now. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to read all this. Let's do this. Let's go back to this. Oh, by the way, let me read this. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of this earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that ye have but a short time. And the scripture says they basically they don't want to enter their seed. It's in Psalms, I get it. And the reason why they're so to have that, they need everybody controlled, man. Let's go.
You know, I get the reasons for it. I mean, there are logical reasons for it, but culturally, emotionally, it's just not British. And I think we must say no to Labour. We must say no to Blunkett. We must say no to Blair. No ID cards for this country.
Yeah, you're right in the sense that this stuff it feels instinctively deeply un-British. I think that's a really important point. But after many years of wonderful friendship, I'm worried that I might be about to find more than a fag paper between you and I, because even I've had my head turned ever so slightly by this idea for the reasons that these people are now finally using about the scale of the migrant crisis. I don't like it to be the case that we'd have to do any of this stuff, but I do think that something is necessary in order to get a grip with it. Now, of course, the good answer of this is that we can just round up all of these people, we can deport them, we can stop them from coming here in the first place and all the rest of it. It's why the same reason why the various kinds of banning of the burqa and of halal food and all these sorts of things. You don't want to have to tell people how to dress and what to eat and what not to eat and things. But what you want to do is to have everybody who's integrated into the British way of life, so you don't need to worry about this sort of stuff. I almost think perhaps in a way a compromise.
This is good. This is going to happen. Let's see if they go here to talk about this Britcard, because now I think that they're not going into. There was one individual. Let's see if it comes up. $10 years ago. Okay, here.
We're to call it the Britcard.
So I'm not going to play his video because he's got a whole...
Labour think tank Labour Together has published a paper calling for a digital ID system, and I quote, a mandatory national digital identity that would be issued free of charge to all those with the right to live or work in the UK, whether they are British born.
So this is your one system here. So it says whether they are British born nationals or legal immigrants, the Britcard will be a verifiable digital credential downloaded onto a user's smartphone, which could be instantly checked. But actually I've read that.
Nationals or legal migrants. The Britcard would be a verifiable digital credential downloaded.
Yeah, because it's in the prophecies, man. We just read it. Oh yeah, because it's in the prophecies, man. Another thing that's in the let's get this. Second Address 9 and 1, he answered me then and said, measure now the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. That's the time we're in. They're called Judgment Day, the end times. Okay, so you see all this. That's that one world order, one world government system that they're talking about. Now I don't want to play all this video. Let me go back here. It's one day ago and it's 5 days ago. Government absolutely looking at idea of digital ID card. This is something they're going to push, because there's already some kind of digital ID thing coming in right now as we speak, actually. So this is not a surprise if you're into the scriptures, right? So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what's going on with this. That this is being pushed. Now, what I will probably do is put up a video on the digital ID that I got coming in this month. See, it's inevitable, man. We've already done videos on it anyway. It's inevitable. So, stay vigilant. You know, let me put that in. See if I can spell it right. First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking who he may devour. Alright, this is what's going on out here. We're battling spirits and we're battling, Rome 3.0. Vigilant means to watch, give strict attention to. So that's what we're doing. We're watching, be cautious, active. A lot of egging on things. You don't even know what the hell they're about, man. Let me see if he says anything.
Onto a user's smart.
Because he's a good narrator. I don't know if he's a Scot. He lives in England. So I don't know if his last is usually use the edge. but he's we kind of this individual comes against these kind of plans verbally anyway. Whatever he's on behind closed doors, is yet to be seen.
Phone, which could be instantly checked by employers or landlords using a free verifier app. What fresh hell is this, I ask myself. Does anyone remember voting for this? Or, like axing the cold weather subsidy for the elderly, rejoining the...
Yeah, come on, voting, man. It's 2025 and you still believe in that? They select all this. It's all theatre. Look who's in with. A lot of y'all are gonna give up your freedoms willingly, or at least he's done it.
European Union by the back door, abandoning national borders, promising billions of unearned pounds to Ukraine for 100 years, and supporting the genocide in Gaza. Is Britcard just something else that will just happen? But I digress. Let me quote...
Alright, I'm not going to play him all day, but you get the point. Let's go back here. Because that would just be a whole other... Universal digital brick cards and app could soon be used to prove you are. So they went from the other one straight to this one. And the other one was like a driving license one. That was going to include everything on there anyway, NHS. So this is what they're pushing. So I don't know. I think the other one's going to come in. Then they're going to push this one. So and that's where you be vigilant at. So we're in these times. So this is exactly what they're telling you. I'm going to close this one out, man. Inshallah.